Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Quinn's up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Inside the Hunter Sportsplex, the side of the 2024 CUNYAC Women's Volleyball Championship, where the Hawks seek their 29th title. And John Jay still seeks their elusive first. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Weiss joined by David Horn. It's the story of Hunter trying to win their 29th. It's John Jay still trying to get on the board. This promises, David, to be a great match, because when they met last time, they won 5.
Well, Austin Voges believes that this is the team of destiny. They earned the right to be here last year. They got to the Sportsplex for the championship, but they lost in 4 sets. But they believe this year is going to be the one.
And when they met in the regular season, they went 5. Every other team these two teams faced, they defeated in straight sets. So we know that both of these teams really just want to try and dispose of the other. They don't want this thing to run long.
These teams are easily 1 and 2 in the conference, and they're like for like across the board, across all the different positions. It's going to be a real test of who wants it more today.
And we talked to both coaches before the game. They're both fired up. They both think they have the better team, but of course, David Horn, only one of them can be proven correct this evening.
Of course, and it's going to be a real test. We'll see what types of strategies each coach wants to go for, where they like to aim, where their hitters are going to try and aim for, and we'll see really who's going to be the better side at the end of the day.
And we know on the John Jay side, they got Megan Smith. They have a high-powered offense with Josanne Lewis and Riley Caton, and there's not much. They didn't do well en route to a 21-6 record.
No, and you can see by the numbers there, Josanne Lewis, former player of the year. The kills per set is way up. The points per set, of course, speak for itself. And Caton, of course, right there neck and neck with her. And they're trying to make their way back to that CUNYAC championship, get a win here today.
Yes, they are. In fact, there's the man, Austin Voges, trying to bring that first title. And, of course, on the other side, you have a Hunter team that has won this conference 28 times. They've won all but one title since 2014 when Brooklyn took them down in 2021. But you see that, 20-8 entering the postseason, 21 straight, making now 22 conference wins, only 2 drop sets, and it was to Hunter. They want to come home and they want to be champs again, and this is the building with home court. David Horn to try and do it again.
They've been in the championship game each of the last year since 2010. This time looking for the three-peat. They're looking for today to be that day.
And we know Bethany Tomanang, the setter, she's the one that stirs the drink. Isabella Williams, Lily Madison.
Our 2 key players for today. Bella Williams, one of the hardest hitters in the conference. If she's not 2, she has to be 1. And Lily Madison, one of the best middle blockers in the conference, if not the. Her size and height and elusiveness on the court is really going to be key for the Hawks here today.
And we talked about both teams, David. You got some keys to the game for us to bring through?
Yes, let's get it going with John Jay. They have to balance out their attacks between the outside and the right side. Megan Smith is an absolutely sensational setter for John Jay. Has great options on either side with the reigning player of the year in Josanne Lewis and the rookie of the year candidate with Julia Stewart. They also have to serve and serve-receive. It's the first contact, and the back row has had trouble last time out against Hunter with 13 service errors and 7 reception errors. They had 6 and 6th last night against Brooklyn College, but Hunter is a team that can really take advantage of those miscues. And then lastly, intensity and composure. John Jay plays a really controlled game at their own tempo. They have to play at their own pace. Don't get too riled up. Get Hunter out of rhythm instead of themselves. The longer the game goes, the better for the Bloodhounds. And then on the other side for the Hawks, they have to get momentum stoppers. In the sets that John Jay grabbed in the 5-set duel in the regular season, it was John Jay that had interrupted runs. The last thing that you want for the Hawks is a confident John Jay side. And then get Bella Williams involved early. 18 kills last time that these two teams played in 59 attempts. She's the Hawks' main point of attack and is one of the best outside hitters in CUNY for a reason.
Yes.
And lastly, they have to be confident, aggressive, and smart with their service today. It's the first contact of every rally. It sets the tone. Not a great serving team overall, but not losing unnecessary points is really going to be key for Hunter today.
Well said, David. He's David Horn, Zach Weiss with you. We're going to throw it down to the PA, and we've got opening serve coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
The regular season champions and our athletic director, Terry Monsar, would like to present the team coaches and team captains, the regular season champion class. Let's give the Hunter College Hawks a great round of applause and congratulate them on a successful regular season. Once again, the regular season champion, Hunter College Hawks. And now, let's meet the John J. Bloodhounds, the head coach of the Boston Bruins, the assistant coaches Olivia Ingram, the team managers Maxwell Law and Evan Wonderstreet, the SID is Brian Morales. And now let's meet the players. Number 2, Nina Mangiovanni. Number 3, Evanina Holchich. Number 5, Alex Overcamp. Number 10, Riley Sack. sophomore from New York City, number 1, Maria Jimenez. A junior from St. John's, Antigua, number 4, Jose Lewis. A senior from Oneonta, New York, number 5, Riley Katar. A senior from Farmington, number 7, Megan Smith. A graduate student from the Bronx, New York, number 8, Madison Reyes. A senior from Hopewell Junction, New York, number 9, Paige Sinowitz. And the libero is a senior from Chestermere, Alberta, Canada, number 13, Kristen Whitmore. Ladies and gentlemen, the John J. Bloodhouse. And their opponents, the defending champion and regular season champion, Hunter College Hawks. The head coach, Angel Woodward. The assistant coaches are Valerie Langlois and Michael Martella. And now let's meet the players. Number 1, Desiree Morales. Number 5, Anna Duran. Number 8, Liliana Kadir. Number 10, Natalie Polanco. Number 11, Eric Flores. Number 14, Cassidy Cruz Luisi. Number 15, Piano Yanakis. Number 17, Kayla Tremel. Starting for the Hawks, a sophomore out of Portland, New York, number 3, Vera Monterano. A junior from Queens Village, number 5, Gretchen. A junior from San Diego, California, number 6, Bethany Gomez. A junior from Santa Cruz, California, number 7, Simone McIntyre. A junior from San Diego, California, number 9, Alina Muha. A junior out of Denver, Colorado, number 21, Isabella Williams. A junior from Fairfield, Connecticut, number 22, Lily Madison. And the libero is a senior from Woodhaven, Queens, number 2, Erin Dugan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hunter College Hawks. Shake hands, ladies, and have a great match.
Welcome back, folks. Zach Weiss, David Horn. This is the CUNYAC Women's Volleyball Championship. John Jay has never won on the men's side. They've never won on the women's side. They've never hosted a semifinal before last night. Maybe this evening they can hoist their first banner, or Hunter, David, just gets another three-peat.
Well, for John Jay, they're really hoping that this is the year that the magical run finally comes to a happy ending. The Hawks were in the way last year. They beat them in 4 sets, but they feel like they've gotten the right. Last year was not a fluke. They've had that sensational record at 21-6, while the Hawks the same with 21-8. But this year, they feel like they've been doing a much better job. That only loss came in CUNYAC play against Hunter in 5 sets. They have to feel very good about themselves coming into tonight.
Yeah, these are two very good teams as we look at today's starters. John Jay starting with defense, and Malia Reyes with Joseanne Lewis, Riley Caton, Megan Smith, Madison Reyes, and the libero for is Gretner. And on the Hunter side, Erin Dugan at libero with Montalbano, the great Bethany Tamanang, Simone McIntyre, Amina Mumad, Isabella Williams, and Lily Madison. Both coaches seem to be confident. We spoke to them pregame, David, and we'll see. Will the nerves be on in full? It's the championship. 1 point at a time.
And for John Jay, they're going to want to take it very, very slow. The longer the game goes on, the better chance that they're going to have. Hunter wants to get in and out as quickly as they could. They felt like they didn't have their best sort of game. The last time that these two teams played, Erin Dugan was missing for a couple sets. Bethany Tomaneg wasn't in for a little while, but they're looking to get it done early.
Malia Reyes on serve. It is the 2024 CUNYAC Women's Volleyball Championship. Williams going after Reyes. This is that free ball Andrew Woolworth was talking about. He can get those, get them out of system. That's where they can take over.
Yeah, 100%, and it looks like Hunter is starting in rotation 4.
And out of bounds, the error on Muhammad. First point goes to the Bloodhounds. What a first rally, though.
Well, the longer that rallies go on, the more that the Hawks struggle, and the more it's going to pan out in favor of the Bloodhounds today.
That's what September 19th's matchup taught us. Malia Reyes bringing home the ace. She is ice cold on serve, according to Austin Voges. An ace machine, a season high in a single game of 7. She's bringing the pop right away.
Yeah, it's top 10 in the conference in aces, and she's going to be aiming for that back row, specifically Simone McIntyre.
Almost got him twice. Reyes gets the dig, looking for a 3-0 lead, and Riley Caton knocks it out of play. She did not have any errors against Brooklyn last night. That's her 14-kill performance. Tominang to serve, an incredible season. Andrew Woolworth, says Tominang best in the conference at the setter position.
Little bit of bias there, but I think with good reason. Her and Megan Smith have to be 1 and 2. You can argue who's on top.
Yes, you can. An error by McIntyre. So when these teams met on September 19th, John Jay won the first, they won the third. Hunter commanded the fourth. They took control early in the fifth. And every other match these teams played in conference, playoffs included, was a sweep. Big attack, and Muhammad, the junior from San Leandro, transfer from Buttes, putting it down, 3-2.
Yeah, and she ended up coming over to Hunter after a little bit of time at Shaw University in North Carolina, decided that that wasn't the quite right fit for her, wanted a more positive experience, teammates that really uplifted her. That's why she's here in the Big Apple.
They go for Lewis. Top of the conference in points per set. There's a reason for that. There's data for that, and there's another point showing exactly why.
Yeah, Hawks sent 2 blockers there, but she ended up getting it off the hands of Montalbano regardless.
It's a start you want to see if you're John Jay. Up early. Can never judge too much on the beginning, first 5-6 of a set. This is what John Jay wants. It's Gretner to serve. Montalbano in the middle. Reyes grabs the dig. The rally continues. We're going to go up by 3. Punch by Sadowitz. Net play. Sadowitz. Look at Dugan getting down for it. McIntyre. Well done, Simone McIntyre brings them within 1.
The Hawks are going to have to empty out the tool bag with different types of shots. They're a dink right over. It ends up getting the floor. A little bit of miscommunication in the middle of the play on both sides. But Hawks ended up coming out with a point.
McIntyre, David, improved her kill total every season that she's been here. Larger role as a junior. Big part of the last 2 chips, hoping to do it again. They go for Sadowitz. Williams went for it, but the power of Sadowitz could not be denied.
Yeah, Megan Smith is going to want to run her middles as much as she possibly can. That really will open up the floor. For Megan Smith today, it's really about how much she can stretch the middles, especially Lily Madison, and get her guessing so that they can only send 1 blocker to pins.
Megan Smith in on serve. They go for Madison. Muhammad in close. Error. Largest lead for John Jay at 3 points in the first.
And it seems like so far John Jay has been taking advantage of a little bit of Hunter nerves, it seems like. This is a team that bonds so well both on and off the court for Hunter, but they need to still get the job done.
Smith will send one through. Both teams strong in serve. Madison rejected by Paige Sadowitz. And it's 7-3. Similar start to the match in September.
The set was just a little bit off from Tominang, causing Madison to have to react to it, and Sadowitz right there.
Smith serving toward Dugan. On the over, this should favor Hunter. Dangerous spot. Madison couldn't slam it. John Jay looking for a 5-point lead. And Lewis is denied. Hawks making their net presence felt, 7-4.
Yeah, when Lily Madison is in that front court, she's a big presence no matter who's on the other side of it. Has a long wingspan as well, and she's going to be huge. The Hawks don't usually play with two middles in at the same time, so it's going to be a lot of her getting to every single ball that she can.
Andrew Woolward talking about the continued improved chemistry between Tamanang and Madison over the course of the year. There is the freshman from Des Moines, Iowa, Julia Stewart, on the prowl in the first. Had the match point last night against Brooklyn, her first since.
Yeah, for Megan Smith, she did a good job of getting it towards the other side of the court, is getting sucked over to Josanne Lewis's side, and getting the freshman involved early is going to be key for John Jay.
Very bright future for Julia Stewart in the years to come. That drops low, and that's good communication from Dugan telling Bella Williams, just let it go, it's going out.
Well, for Erin Dugan, one of her strengths is knowing the court. She's very confident on her out calls, but the way to really get and serve against her is trying to aim for those hands. There's a very short sweet spot. She's better with her platform than with her hands.
And Hunter won't quite have their first ace. Nothing there for Tamanang, over for Smith. This should favor Hunter. Look who they can get in close, and actually the rare error by Madison. But finishing up on your point, David, Erin did, as we've learned and as we've seen Hunter the last years, was an outside at first. An injury forced a position change, and she's been a libero the last couple, doing an exceptional job.
Yeah, she tore her labrum going into the summer, going into her sophomore year, and told Andrew Woolward, I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to help out this team.
And look who it is. All the middles are eating Madison Reyes. We're going to get a Hunter timeout, something you did not expect to see in this first set. They don't use many. A picture perfect John Jay beginning.
And for John Jay, inch perfect. They have all their tall players in, and that's something that Hunter really struggles with. And that time just getting the job done at the top. A tip up top. Dugan kept it alive, but easy money up front for Madison Reyes.
And all the middles, David, for John Jay. And they're supposed to have Haley Walkeman here. She hurt her other knee. She got injured in the championship last year. They play Hunter in September. She goes down again, so she's out. Reyes and Sadowitz both take on larger roles. Freshman Alex Overkamp gets some extended run. But all three that they do still have, Stewart, Sadowitz, Madison Reyes, have proven to be some of the toughest in the CUNY and across the division.
Yeah, 100%. You hate to see Walkeman going down with that injury. We wish her the speediest of recoveries. But John Jay have managed well without her so far, and they've done a good job of really using their middles, using their height, and that's something that they'll have to work on here today.
As you see Andrew Woolward on your screen, a couple titles. He's been all over the CUNYAC. He's been at Brooklyn. He spent some time at John Jay back in 2009. And
he's also a Brooklyn College Hall of Fame inductee. He was inducted in 2017, an occupational therapist in his pastime, and he really loves to see growth. That's something that he puts an emphasis on with his players and with his clients.
Speaking of the come out of the timeout, it's Bella Williams, who he said would not be featured heavily early, as you saw the early attacks from McIntyre, Montalbiano, and Mumad. But Williams on the board.
Well, sometimes you just have to go with your bread and butter, Zach. I mean, she's one of the best players in the conference for a reason. And you might want to get her involved early, especially when you find themselves down in a set.
Yes, indeed. Falling back was Williams. Looking to re-extend to 5. It goes to Caton. That's the defense Andrew Woolward wants to see. And Bella Williams throws the hammer down.
Beautiful line shot, but part of that play really started with Lily Madison in the back row. Middle blocker who's typically not seen in that position, but she did the job, got the ball to Tomanek. It was a beautiful pass, and it ended up allowing the Hawks to convert.
So down by as many as 5. They've trimmed it to 3. They just stuffed Reyes, and a double touch is going to, actually, rather, a lift is called. It's now at 10-8. Comes in from Jenny Chen, who's our up official. Paul DeCurtis working his 30th straight. CUNYAC final is the down official. Ryan Sadia is line judge 1. Danny O is line judge 2 on the right side, on the Hunter side right now. 3 straight by Hunter coming into this rally. They rescue and create an attack for Bella Williams.
Beautiful ball there from Madison.
Back and forth we go. And Julia Stewart says no more back and forth, no more seesaw. I'm stepping off right now. 11-8. Nice set from John Jay.
And she'll come off right now, as well as Lily Madison. And that's something that I wanted to point out before. They had Vera Montalbano and Lily Madison in at the same time. You have not seen that a lot during the regular season. They're trying to combat the height that John Jay is putting out there.
As Reyes, her second ace of the day. Ice cold. Vanilla Ice even approves of that one. 12-8.
Yeah, beautiful service. A bit too much for Mumad to handle. The Hunter back row can cover a lot of space, but with Reyes in this rotation, it's going to be a huge one.
Bella Williams turned back by the combination of Smith and Reyes. Williams again, denied again. That's that improved John Jay block. Right at the net was Caton. Montalbano told her to get it out of here. Caton will try again. Made the adjustment, and the lead climbs back to 5 for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, the Hawks had great defense, but in that instance, just better offense. Montalbano with 2 blocks. She's really known for her defense at that middle blocking position. But that time, just getting overpowered.
The serving of Malia Reyes making a difference. And they can only get a free ball from about 5.5 feet behind the net. Tough one for Caton, able to make the adjustment. Smith, tough spot. Tomanang, that cleared. The John Jay fans are shocked it counted, but we continue. Bella Williams, well done. Reyes at 5'2" was on the ground, the only other option for John Jay.
Yeah, a rough spot, but that point was earned by Hunter by knowing where the setter is. They got them out of system on the first go over, and then they were able to get that ball to get Williams a touch over, and that's just knowing the court really well.
Certainly playing very well in the Sportsplex for the longest of time. It's going to be off the hoop. This is what you practice. McIntyre to Williams, and they'll send the free. They go for Madison Reyes, the grad student. Transfer from Lehigh, dropping it through again. 14-9 here in the first set between Hunter and John Jay.
Great job by Megan Smith to set that one up. It had Vera Montalbano guessing, and when you get your middle up with just 1 blocker, it's easy money.
Caton on serve. Williams hits it out, but it was tipped. Paul DeCurtis making the call, 14-10.
And the Hawks are so thankful to get out of that rotation. When they have Amina Mumad on the outside and Isabella Williams on the right side, that's where they've really struggled throughout the season, and they're really happy to get a break.
And they trim it to 4. See if they can turn it into a swing with the powerful Williams serves. It's Smith hitting middle. And that did touch ground first. It's a delayed call. So that'll make it 15-10. We haven't seen it yet. It's only set 1, David. But Andrew Woolward did say he might try Anna Duran, who played well against Baruch, if they feel like they need more size.
Yeah, that's definitely an option. We'll see when he wants to implement that later, probably in this set.
5-point game. It's just a free ball for McIntyre. Sadowitz, an improved setter from the middle. That was stuffed by Mumad. Now it's Josanne Lewis. What a dig by Dugan. Best of the best in that. And there's McIntyre mashing it, 15-11.
Yeah, that's just great passing from Erin Dugan. Dig by Dugan is one of the most frequent phrases that you'll hear in the conference. One of her personal goals this year was to get 1,000 career digs. She is going to end up just a bit short of that mark, but she did come very close, unless she has a crazy game with 50-plus digs.
Anything can happen. She's been near 40. 3:48 on the season entering tonight. McIntyre hits it long. And John Jay has maintained control of this first set. Hunter's been close, but they have not led. And you get those first couple points, they may not make a difference, but sometimes it gets your nerves out, and it shows you're facing another powerhouse on the other side. Says, hey, we're starting strong. We can go toe-to-toe with you.
They know that they deserve to be in this contest. They just had to prove it with a final score line.
Yes, indeed. Very well said, David. That's what it comes down to. It has not happened against Hunter for them ever. Stewart. Laying out is Caton. Josanne Lewis. Got him! Right at Bella Williams on the back line. 17-11. That is the matchup to watch. It's second-year player at John Jay, Josanne Lewis, and the junior from Denver, All-State in Colorado, Bella Williams.
Well, for Megan Smith, that was all on her there. She allowed the middles on the other side to keep guessing and really opened up the court.
Mumad on the run, couldn't do too much with it. From the 5-foot line, it's Stewart. Dig by Dugan, the common phrase, and finish by Mumad.
Well, really spreading the court is going to be the key for both setters, Bethany Tomanek and Megan Smith. That time, got it over towards Mumad, only had one blocker.
So 17-12. Hawks would love some big serves right about now. I'm going to get an ace or two. Something Andrew Woolward talked a lot about being the strength. It's not always going to show in the ace, but getting them out of position. But they sure could use one. Laying out was Tomanang. Other end, it's the push by Stewart. Look at that effort! And unfortunately, the antenna was a bit close.
Yeah, it couldn't get the curveball on there. But three great saves, which is showing some hustle for the Hunter defense. But what they need right now is to really try and rip some serves. Not get the points, but really just show that they're still there.
And any good things you can take from the first set, win or lose, can make a monumental difference, especially on the big stage. Madison. You know what she's all about, getting points on the board, one of the best medals you'll find in CUNY.
She's the top player in the conference in terms of hitting percentage coming into today, showing exactly why when her and Bethany Tomanek can link up, they have to get it done. If they run the middles as often as they do, it'll open up more lanes on the pins for Isabella Williams and Amina Mumad.
A near ace for McIntyre, but it does the job because they can set Lily Madison. #1 in hit percentage, #2 in block. She's had some massive performances this year. Much better first set than we saw from her a few months ago in this matchup.
Yeah, 100%. She did struggle in that game, and Andrew Woolward said that himself, but she has faith in the middle, Lily Madison, one of the best in the conference.
Smith, they're trying to curb the run, and Julia Stewart right at Erin Dugan. Both of these teams have found tremendous talent outside the city, whether you're looking in Iowa, Arizona on the John Jay side, Canada, Texas for the Hawks, California, Italy, and they've all come, Colorado, of course, Bella Williams. They've all made a difference. You see a lot of locals in CUNY as Stewart will hit one out. It's a lot of locals, David, but they've gone outside the box, and it's brought tremendous success for both of these programs.
Yeah, 100%. Although volleyball is increasing in the New York City tri-state area, getting more and more players, that are playing in the D3 level. They're coaches as well. Half of the players on Hunter, I know, are coaches in local leagues trying to get the next generation up and playing.
Oh, what a dig! Mumad has to get up and hit the free ball right after. That's her reward. And Madison Reyes is going to keep it in play. But that's the beauty of this game, David. You see so many players across all divisions, all levels. They want to coach. They want to give back. They remember where they were when they were 8, 10, 12 years old. And that's going to keep the level of competition in this city, which is fantastic, all three divisions, very high.
Yeah, Hunter, I know, likes to do sorts of clinics and talk to high schoolers with their play and really just get them involved.
As Malia Reyes with her third ace of the first set.
Rotationally at this point, what they're doing is hiding Amina Mumad at the point, Erin Dugan, Simone McIntyre, and Bella Williams to receive.
Going at McIntyre once more. John Jay has 4 points from the set. They're going to have Smith. They're going to have Caton. But McIntyre says, hold up, hold up. There's Bella Williams. It drops. Riley Caton has a season high of just 1 assist. Does not get one here. Vera Montalbano, nope. Riley Caton. Another diving effort by Mumad. Williams goes across. And Bella Williams on the spot. 21-16. Hunter staying alive. These are critical points at this juncture.
Yeah, 100%. And going into the next set, I can see Andrew Ward switching up the rotations a little bit because when Malia Reyes, one of the best servers in the conference, is up, the Hawks have been struggling in the back row.
And we've got a Hunter ace. 21-17. Who else but Tamanang having herself an incredible season.
She's been known to say that you have to take things a game at a time, focus on what's at hand. They can't think that they're the best CUNYAC team in the conference without proving it.
Caton, not quite. That, by the way, was the 39th Tamanang ace this year. They get Williams. Oh! Madison Reyes. No. Huge swing back in John Jay's favor. 22-17.
And Reyes at that 6-foot frame is going to be huge today. These middle blockers are very tall for John Jay. Height is something that the Hawks have struggled to deal with throughout the season.
And they just get another block. They did. Oh. If you look back a couple of years for John Jay, where they were, as we're going to get a timeout, where they were, David, a few years ago to where they are now in the middle and all over. Austin Voges took over for Leszek Stankovic and has done an unbelievable job turning them into not only a contender, but a team that can actually make history and be the first John Jay champion in volleyball.
And I wouldn't say that Austin Voges is making a team right now. He's starting to build a program for John Jay. And he's really been just doing a great job. Back-to-back appearances in the CUNYAC finals. As you can see right there, stuffed right up front. Reyes has just been getting a heavy hand to everything above the net. And she's been crucial for John Jay.
And now you're in this huddle, or Andrew Woolward. What are you telling their team as they try to find some rhythm to take with them into the second set?
Well, it's a very thin line that you want to grace because you don't want to necessarily be yelling at them because you really want your team to play with confidence. You can see from the standings that they played with confidence throughout the entire season. They have to continue to play their game, play at their own pace, play a quick tempo, get John Jay on their toes a little bit, and really just set up your outsides and let them do the rest.
And if you're John Jay, Austin Voges, what's the message? You're 2 points away from the set. They had a 23-15 lead on Brooklyn in set 3. It ended up becoming a 23-22 game before they closed the match.
You're just saying hold on at this moment. You have 2 sets until the first set is over. You gain momentum going into set 2, and that's got to feel good, especially away from your home turf.
Yes, indeed. These two schools, geographically the closest of any two in the conference. 1.5 miles. Of course, you have to go through Central Park. You could also take the subway. And we got an ace! Riley Caton transporting that ball from point A to point B on the ACE line, and it is set point for John Jay.
That's something that the Hawks have struggled with, that specific zone in between the libero and the outside.
Caton sends it in again. John Jay looking for that first set victory. Mumad at Reyes. This could be the one. Madison Reyes, not yet. Isabella Williams, nope. They go to Lewis. And John Jay, just their second ever set 1 in the championship, close out the first in style, winning at 25-17.
Oh, they are amped up. They feel the momentum on their side. And on that last point, it was Josanne Lewis getting the job done. The Hawks out of system. Bella Williams just had to send one over and pray for the best. But once you set up Josanne on the outside, it's money.
It's GG's. It's drop the controller, salute the opponent. We're back in a couple minutes with set 2 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Quinn's up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signals. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back, folks. Zach Weiss, David Horn with you as we prepare for set 2. In their 3 previous appearances in the final, John Jay swept twice, and they lost 3-1 last year. But going up in the first set certainly creates a new story that Hunter now has to climb out of a deficit for the second straight meeting. As you look, last 5 years, Hunter beat John Jay in 18, took over Baruch in 19, Brooklyn stunning Hunter in 21, and then Hunter over John Jay in 23, Brooklyn in 22.
Well, if anybody's been here and been in this position, it is the Hawks. They don't feel great about their first set. However, John Jay is really just rolling at this point. Their middles have been doing a sensational job. Megan Smith has really done a great job of spreading the ball to both outsides, which was one of the keys to the game, and getting the middles involved as much as they can. They had the height advantage on the Hawks.
Although, David, here it is, Anna Duran starting the second set. 6'1". They're trying to match size for size. And they're hoping to get the junior from Cardozo some championship medal out here.
Yeah,
it's metal, not medal.
A transfer over from Queensboro, and she's won a championship over there before. And the Hawks also starting in a different rotation. They're starting with rotation 1, likely to try and combat the great job that Malia Reyes has done from behind the service line on the other side.
On serve to begin the second will be Bethany Tamanang for the Hawks. John Jay took the first 2 points in the first. Not there for Reyes. As a matter of fact, Hunter never led in the first set. Error by Williams, and that'll hold for now. That Hunter has yet to lead in the match.
Yeah, they've had a rough go to start this game out. They haven't felt the energy from either their bench or the crowd just yet. They're looking for one real showstopper to really get their momentum swinging their way.
We have Kristen Gretner. She's from Alberta. She's been a strong server all year.
And that time Williams just went way over the line. The momentum was taking her the other way. The pass wasn't great from the back row, and Tomanek had to adjust to it. And really only one option there was just to get it up and see if Williams could do anything with it.
Yes, so second straight set, it's 2-0. Bloodhounds up. The last time they met after Hunter dropped the first, it was a strong answer to begin the second. They're looking for their 29th title. Meanwhile, John Jay seeks that first. Lewis just got to it. Dugan for Mumad. Not there. Near the net, Smith able to create for Lewis. Good job by McIntyre and Anna Duran. Welcome to the championship.
Well, what John Jay did extremely well on that side was get Hunter out of system. Every single ball there was out of system for the Hawks, and they had to really fight to earn that point. But once they got it to Duran, it was cake from there.
The Durantula out there stretching at the net and dropping it home. Of course, the second to earn the nickname.
Well, I don't know if KD can play basketball or play volleyball.
We know AD can. Reyes able to keep it in play. McIntyre popped by the setter Smith. Dugan toward the bleachers. John Day should be able to create something close. And Lewis ends an impressive rally from both sides with a kill.
Yeah, they've been trying to attack the right-hand side of Amina Mumad on the blocking position, try and get it out and get it down the line. Typically, the Hawks have played two-man defense with Isabella Williams and Erin Dugan. They have extreme confidence in those two seniors, but so far it has not been panning out in their way.
Leah Reyes, massive part of this John Jay defense tonight and throughout. Dig for Megan Smith, looking to go up by 3. And Josanne Lewis caught him taking an early nap. 4-1.
And for Hunter there, you can see both Erin Dugan and Isabella Williams took a step back away from the ball. That shows that they're really having a tough time communicating out there, which is going to be key for them if they want to move forward.
Yes, indeed. All about communication. Let them know where you're going to be. Simone McIntyre on the spot. Makes it 4-2.
And now Lily Madison will get back into the game. Anna Duran did provide that size. We'll trade size for size here at the Sportsplex.
So Dugan mentioned she has the best defensive game of the season in the conference. Had a 39-set effort. Excuse me, not 39 set, 39
quite a long game,
digs.
Zach.
That is as Julia Stewart makes it 5-2. But getting back to that, September 6th against Emmanuel, Dugan put up 39 digs. That's no joke. That's real talk. She has been unbelievable this season. She and Gretner, Josanne Lewis, Williams, McIntyre, the outsides and liberos for these teams know how to dig and extend points. Mumad hits it at Lewis on the back. They get it to Stewart just in front of the 5-foot line. And that's cash money. 4-point lead in the second now for John Jay.
Something that the Hawks have not seen all season is a left-handed right side. And Julia Stewart is really bringing the boom, shall we say.
That's what she do. It's 5 out of 5, David? How many booms on the boom meter? Or should we just stop right now? We should probably stop. Looking to grab a point. McIntyre stuffed! 7-2. Wow. Timeout taken by Hunter. John Jay started strong last time, David, but doing it for a second straight set it makes this a whole nother ball game.
They've said that they are the best in the conference throughout the entire season, and that time just a right over top and gets the job done. They're ahead 5.
All right, you're John Jay, you're Austin Voges. You're up by 5. You have never been this close before. You took the first set. You're leading in the second set. How are you keeping them calm and not getting overconfident on the big stage?
Well, you want them to play their game, and if anybody is going to run the offense, you want it to be Megan Smith. She knows how to play at the John Jay tempo, and what she needs to continue to do is do that, and Austin Voges relaying that message to her right now.
Yes. Austin Voges was the men's coach at Hunter for a couple years. He was at LIU a few years ago. He worked with the storied Stevens program, was in the running for that head coaching job, ended up going to LIU, and eventually John Jay worked under the great Patrick Doriewalski, who we now see as an official all across Division III. He has a tournament named after him over there. But you get Stevens experience and Hunter experience and LIU experience. Men's game, women's game, just being around the game on both ends. He brought it to the men's program, and he has this team. We've never seen John Jay in their history. 21-6, 5-point lead, up a set in the championship on the road in enemy territory.
Yeah, and right now he's out coaching Andrew Woolward. The rotations have really proved to be a struggle for the Hawks, and really getting people that can pass and get great balls over to Bethany Tomine so she can really do the rest.
Lewis will be on serve. And a big break for Hunter. Now they'll be able to set their offense with getting the side out, making it 7-3. Mumad. Michael McCullough giving some words to Tomanang and Dugan.
And he's been the coach that really goes on the service, tells him where to aim and how to put the ball in.
Caton. Oh, Dugan. McIntyre went short. This could favor John Jay at the net because they got her, Julia Stewart, but not that time. McIntyre stepping up here in the second. A couple kills already.
Yeah, she's going to be huge. She's going to need to turn up if we want a chance on the outsides. Once Bella Williams is in the back row and Amina Muhammad there alongside with her, she's really huge in the front court.
Here is Muhammad. Megan Smith just gave him a chance. Or did she? Was there a double touch in there? Yes, there was, says Paul DeCurtis, confirmed with Jenny Chen. 3 straight for Hunter since the timeout. Austin Voges confirming that double touch with DeCurtis now. 30th straight CUNYAC final for that man. He's also the officials assigner in the CUNYAC. He's not missing a big game. He's never missed a big game.
And a really sensational story. We love to have him here in the CUNYAC as our head official.
And that's the 4th straight for Hunter. McIntyre Mania is taken over in the Sportsplex, combining with Lily Madison.
All Hunter needs sometimes is just one mistake from John Jay, and then they can start to roll. They've taken advantage of some mental mistakes for the Bloodhounds. And up front, Lily Madison, Simone McIntyre doing the job.
Trying to end the 0-4 stretch. Stewart went short. And there's a violation up at the net against the Hawks. 8-6. Sadowitz to serve. The middle blocker has had her moments on serve. Had 3 aces last night in the semifinal win over Brooklyn. She was hitting hard. Miscommunication. And McIntyre couldn't clear the antenna. Nobody told Bella Williams that that ball was coming to her, and you see the result. Another point to John Jay.
The lack of communication from the Hawks is rather striking today. They've really struggled in the back row, deciding where it's going to go, and at this point, you just need a strong voice to really set the tone.
Sadowitz hitting a monster serve. Defense in position. They get McIntyre in close. Julia Stewart says, too small, Simone. It's my time now. 6'1", Julia Stewart. Sorry, 6 foot Julia Stewart. Playing like she's 6'1 and a half.
Yeah, and that's something that the Hunter outsides have struggled with, as Kayla Treadwell will come in for some more defense for Amina Muhammad. But Hunter has struggled going against really tall middle blockers and right sides, and that's what John Jay has. Simone McIntyre standing in at 5'9".
Service there. They were trying to go at Treadwell. Andrew Woolward said this might happen. The first name he mentioned that might sub in is Kayla Treadwell. A little bit of extra defense. She's been there offensively for them before. And so they've gone like that, run out of the back row a bit more often. Back-to-back service there. It's 11-7. We'll see if Treadwell can make the difference for them in the second as they tried to start it with Anna Duran.
Well, part of the reason why Kayla Treadwell doesn't start for the Hawks is the attacking options that Amina Muhammad provides in the back row. That D-ball to her on the right-hand side is still a viable option for Bethany Tomanek, and it really switches it up, allows more opportunities for the outsides.
And how big of a break is that for the Hawks? Down 4, it's a Malia Reyes serve, and instead of any ace, she had 3 in the first set. Pops it into the net to set up Lily Madison, who's had some fantastic moments on her rotations on serve this season.
Yeah, and once Madison goes back to serve, they bring in Anna Duran to get that height back in the front row.
Wennet Gretner gives them the chance. Caton, they're going to say it's tipped. That's the call from Ryan Sadia, and it's 12-8. Hunter's not trailed 0-2 in a CUNY match, and you probably have to go really far back. We're a long way to go in the second. We're going to hold it for now, but it's been a long time. They've won 21 straight in this conference, rarely getting taken to 5. Williams took some speed off it. From the 5-foot line was Caton. There's Duran. She already has 1 kill in the set. Not this time. Lewis. She hits hard off the hizzy. 13-8.
Yeah, beautiful play from John Jay, setting up Lewis on the outside. And when she can really wind one up, there's no stopping her. And that's something that the Hawks have to do as well. Isabella Williams is one of the hardest hitters in the conference. You don't want to see her trying to go angle on that. You really want to see her hit line and put some power behind it.
They're lucky that Williams happened to be standing near the bench, or that would have been an ace. Reyes. Treadwell got it on a Duran, hit it right to Malia Reyes. And this is Josanne Lewis. She's having a night. Started at BMCC, second year with the Bloodhounds, and she is having herself an evening.
CUNYAC Player of the Year last year for a reason, and trying to really hammer it home this year against the Hawks. Took that tough loss last year in 4 sets.
That's not Williams' fault. That comes on the set. But now they're down 7. They only have 1 timeout, and they will use it. Here's the interesting thing with Hunter, David, is that they don't have a number 2 setter. Not that you would take Tomanang out, but when you start struggling, you think about a possible switch. They don't have one. She has been the only setter since Jenny Dosey is not on the team anymore.
Yeah, on that last play, Bethany Tomanang just didn't get a good hand to it. Just set it a bit too far. You see that right hand was a bit lower, which caused a spin on it, and it was a bit too far ahead for Williams to handle. But at this point, she went away to have a talk with somebody else. She's not in the huddle at the moment. She's the captain for the Hawks. She really has to just kind of get her head back into it and lead these Hawks as they find themselves down in the set by 7 points.
Now, we're back in the John Jay huddle. After the last time out by Hunter, they scored 4 straight points. How important is John Jay just simply putting a serve in play going to be on this next point, seeing after what happened last time?
Well, you can't give Hunter any points. That's exactly what they're hoping for, letting John Jay make the mistakes for them. That's part of the reason why they got the win in 5 sets last time around. But if John Jay aren't making mistakes, the game is a lot more evenly matched, and it favors the Bloodhounds.
You see the John Jay cheering section. They're at every game all regular season. Alums of every sport always coming out. We see men's volleyball coach Chris Shorgen kind of snaked away in a corner by the CUNY sign. Catch him on. There he is. There he is. See him? He's right behind Riley Caton. Fresh cut and everything. He's had some great success with the men's program. Williams trying to get him out of the drought. Miscommunication. It'll be a Smith free. This could be the break they need. With Williams in close, forget about it.
Yeah, that's exactly the ball that the Hawks wanted. They could have set Duran on that one, but you want your big boomer getting that ball. And really, that was the best ball that she's had all game. She really put the most juice that she has, and that's not even the weight of her full potential.
Gets Hunter within 6, trying to see if they get it point by point. Tomanang, nice recovery, but Bella Williams comes up short. It's 16-9.
And you can see the look on Hunter's face as they're usually a team that has so much fun playing with each other, but they don't find themselves down against teams that they feel like they should be beating. And you see the smiles just wipe away. When they play serious, they're not as lethal.
Yes, the faith in one another, the camaraderie, the celebrations. Energy certainly shifted in favor of John Jay. Look at the dig by McIntyre. Trying to get him going, although Muhammad couldn't clear another 6-footer, Paige Sadowitz.
And what I'm seeing right now is 2 teams with totally different levels of confidence right now. Hunter lacking, and the Bloodhounds way ahead.
Certainly not what you'd expect if you're coming into this one, understanding the history about the two, how Hunter's always found a way against John Jay as much as they've improved. It was denied by Smith and Sadowitz to get Williams on the opposite side. They set it for Josanne, and she just did it yet again, and it's an 18-9 game. Hunter has already used both timeouts in the set. You know, you build depth for a reason. You get all these players, but when push comes to shove, it's hard to take out your top guns in the championship game.
Yeah, 100%. You see Lily Madison and Vera Montalbano, 2 typical starters on the bench right now. And you just have to work with what you have at the moment and who's really rocking. And that's what Andrew Woolward will do.
John Jay in the midst of a 12-3 run right now. Reyes gets the dig. Lewis not quite. Lewis. Pow. 19-9. This is what Hunter was doing to the conference all season. What John Jay did to the non-Hunter teams. This is something. So on serve is Gretner. The Hawks trying to find some momentum in the late stages of the second. Not over till it's over. They still have some time. Was it touched? Did it go out? It is an error on Gretner. Well left.
Well, that's going to be a huge confidence boost for Erin Dugan. She's been struggling in that back row. There have been a couple balls that could have been iffy on the line, but knowing that that one went out and getting double digits on the board has to be huge.
19-10, Isabella Williams on serve. Didn't get them out of position, and Sadowitz throws it down.
And just a lack of communication, and a lot of communication is really the story of this match. You can see them talking beforehand, but once the ball goes up, they're a lot quieter than usual.
The defensive specialist, Malia Reyes, sharing time with Julia Stewart. They've both had huge impacts tonight. Floating is McIntyre, blocked by Sadowitz and Reyes. The block party is on in full effect. The fans came out.
Yeah, and that was a great job on the outside, just making sure and feeling your presence at the net. That's been huge for John Jay so far.
Smith on serve. They've controlled every aspect of the second. Duran able to get Smith out of position, and they'll force a rare open swing from Lewis. Can they get something? Mumad, was it tipped? They say no. Not much Hunter can do right now. They're outsized. The outsides haven't been finishing consistently. It just seems John Jay did their homework.
They really did. They have focused on the back row. Their defense has been stellar today.
Stewart. 23-10. This is certainly unprecedented territory for a non-Baruch or Brooklyn team to take Hunter down in a set like this in recent memory.
Yeah, Zach, for sure. If you were to see the way that this game has panned out on a stat line, you would be very surprised. You would expect it to at least be closer, going one way or another. These two teams are like for like in so many different aspects, whether it be their outsides, their middle blockers, their setters even, their liberos, their neck and neck. But showing right now that that's truly not the case.
Yes, indeed, and that was a near blunder. Dugan to serve. Mumad almost went back there. The last thing you'd want is to give up a point for being out of rotation, which can also then lead to delays. That's another story.
And it shows that their head is all over the place at the moment. That's something that you always have down as a team, but it's just not going their way. They feel very flustered.
Lewis. Tomanang lucky to get a clean set on that try. Gretner for Lewis. John Jay is 1 point from a 2-0 lead here in the final. Josanne Lewis trying to serve them into a 2-0 lead. Here it comes. McIntyre hits it out. John Jay just took the second, 25-11. They're outscoring them 50-28. They're 25 points away from their first ever CUNYAC title.
And John Jay have to be feeling amazing about themselves right now. That last play, just a complete error. The set wasn't there, and McIntyre didn't have anything to do with it. John Jay take the set, 25-11.
We're back in 2 minutes as John Jay goes for the title on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Welcome back, folks, inside the John Jay Huddle, where they know they've never been in this position, David. 3 past finals, they won a combined 1 set, and it was last year.
And you can see the energy in the huddle. They have been rocking here at the Sportsplex. The first set, 11 kills. They hit 167, but completely turned it up in set number 2. 13 kills with only 2 errors, good for a 367 hitting percentage. And for Hunter on the other side, they hit in the negatives in the last set with 3 kills to go along with 11 hitting errors. And that's huge for the Hawks. They got to get Isabella Williams more involved, just 27 total sets for her. And if anybody is going to get it done for them, it's their star outside hitter.
And might we just say, not only has John Jay never won a title, in the data that we have, which goes back 18 years, John Jay's never even beaten Hunter before. And if you really want to look deep, they never won a set against them until last year. They've gone to 5 in 2 of the last 3, and it's a 2-0 lead for John Jay, which has never happened.
The Bloodhounds have completely revolutionized their program. Austin Voges has been doing an amazing job of getting recruits from all over the place. That's one of his specialties. He did that over at LIU, and he's bringing it into the program here.
Yes, indeed. So 0-0 on to the third. And the first lead of the night for Hunter.
And that's exactly what you want to see for the Hawks. Getting a service error to start it out, it means, okay, we have a chance, and they can make mistakes in this set. If they can really capitalize on those opportunities, they can take a set away.
Caton goofed on a Duran slam dunk.
And you can see it on their faces now. They have a lot more energy about them. You can see it from their bench. You can see the crowd getting into it a little bit more. They were probably told, you have to want it. And at this point, it's just about who wants this more.
From never leading to leading 2-0. Reyes is short. Yes, this is where it can happen. 3 straight. 1 mistake. You open the door. You let them come in. They ask for a snack. Then they want a meal, and all of a sudden, they've taken 3 points in a row. They haven't done that all night with a lead.
Well, both teams looking for the icing on the cake.
Jenny Chen saying, relax, relax. I'm making the call here. The error against Tomanang, who tried to get very crafty, but in a very tough position.
Well, that's something that the Hawks are going to need to do. They're going to have to empty out the tool bag completely. But really, they want to hit with a little bit more force. John Jay has been over everything in both the front and the back row.
Mumad. Reyes tried, but it touches ground, and it's now 4-1 Hunter in the third.
Well, I'm not going to say that momentum is shifting because there's still a long way to go. But to start the set, this is exactly what the Hawks needed.
And Reyes, thankfully knowing the 5 Ds of volleyball, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge, to get out of the way and allow them to just get a free point.
Yeah, Hunter cannot beat themselves at all here in this third set. They have to be perfect. No errors that are unnecessarily and no mental mistakes.
And an update, so the Hunter side goes back to 07, the John Jay side. McIntyre 5-2. So they've been playing each other, David, since 1994. Between 1998 and 2022, Hunter won every single set in the series. Last 3 matchups, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2, and it's currently 0-2. So last couple of years, something you haven't seen in 25 years. And you're going to have an ace, barely. Big one, Dugan.
Well, if the history books point in any direction, it is towards the purple and gold.
Yes.
But you can't always rely on history. This is the present day, and John Jay are ahead 2-0.
But a fantastic start for the Hawks in the third. They're serving big. They're looking confident. Although they still can't quite get to Lewis, who now has a match high of 11 kills. Megan Smith doing a standout job. You haven't seen either team do much to break rotation. You got a quick look at Treadwell, a quick look at Duran. John Jay has kept it very tight. You thought maybe get Bongiovanni, maybe Hodzik to be determined.
Well, so far they've been rocking, and it seems like they don't need it at the moment. And Madison got a tip on that first. Bit of a miscommunication there on who was going to get that.
I guess all you need is Julia Stewart up there. That's it.
There's been a lot of momentum stoppers for John Jay. Anytime it seems like Hunter might go on a possible run, they get 1 point. That'll get them out of trouble.
Tomanang, not quite. It's near the net. It's going to be tough for Lewis, who is rejected. Mumad and Madison, M&M up there.
Well, something that I want to point out beforehand was the setter dump from Bethany Tomanang. That's something that she has perfected all year. She had almost seemed like she was batting 1,000 coming into today, but it seems like Megan Smith on the other side has really done her homework and figured her out.
Both incredibly talented setters. Megan Smith, a 4-year starter. They're going to miss her next season. From about 6 feet away, that's the tough part with setting to the back line. If it's not perfect, you're likely to get an error. 7-5.
Well, Williams so often tries for that roll shot right over top, and that time it just really didn't work out in her favor and didn't get it high enough.
So Hawks, down by as many as 4, have trimmed it here to 2. Tomanang for McIntyre. That's back-to-back errors. You generally don't see this many errors in conference play from the Purple and Golders.
No, 100%. And something that the Hawks have really been struggling with is finding that confidence to hit as hard as they can. We haven't seen a big ball from Isabella Williams really for almost the entirety of the game besides one. And really on the other side, Josanne Lewis has been doing an amazing job of that.
Hit him big. Tomanang punch. John Jay is going for the tie. They're going to Julia Stewart. Not quite. McIntyre out. The big lead is gone. That did not happen in the last meeting where John Jay would get hot. They would take, and Hunter would go up, and Hunter would stay up. Hunter goes up, Hunter loses the up. Long way to go, but this is kind of the story right now.
And something that John Jay is doing a great job of today is the little things. Their sets have been really good. Their passes have been almost inch perfect. The service that time, not good, but throughout the entirety of the contest, overall, has been really good. However, Hunter has not been doing the little things right. Just a little bit off on some of the services, a little bit of the passes, just a little wayward, causing Bethany Tomanang to have to readjust, and she couldn't get her feet under the ball first before she can get it up, causing them to go out of system.
So McIntyre on serve off the air, and Paige Sadowitz gets him back.
And a bit of a miscommunication there on the back. Erin Dugan was a little, wasn't sure how she wanted to attack that and ended up diving in a little late at the last second.
So here comes the serve, all even in the third. Rejected by Madison Reyes, and it's 9-8.
And something that the Hawks have been not doing a great job of on their side is covering their hitters. That was a big point of emphasis for them coming into today, but that backside wide open for Stewart.
So a 4-point lead for Hunter is gone. Down a couple sets here in the final. Look at the dig by Smith. And Madison getting big with Reyes. Saying weight room, getting there at the top, tying the game at 9.
And that's the type of energy that the Hawks need to bring. Madison with the loudest hit today for the Hawks, and then going right at it and winning that joust. Huge momentum.
On the other side, Stewart got the bounce. What an addition she's been. You think about when Haley Waldman went down, they had already started strong. Thankfully, they had the depth in the middle already, but the emergence of Stewart all throughout her first season, massive. Certainly a candidate for Rookie of the Year. Williams, pow, to the back corner. Tie game.
And that all started with the serve and receive. Kayla Treadwell came in for defensive support, and she'll come out right now for Amina Muhammad. But that was an inch-perfect pass for Bethany Tomanek. Gives her a 3 ball, and she knows what to do with the rest. Give it up to your big hitter.
So all even at 10. Tomanek, ace! 40th of the season. That's only the second for Hunter.
You could see it on her face after she got it. She was like, oh, thank God. She had been waiting on that one to drop, and it finally seems like she's got it a little bit figured out. She's not all the way there yet.
Another quality serve. Caton was ready. Goes offhand. Muhammad off the tip. Hunter, after going up by 4, they lost the lead. They've reclaimed it up by 2.
And that has to be a confidence booster from Amina Muhammad. She plays her best when she's really just confident and swinging as hard as she can. She has so many tools in her bag and plays with that confidence. Then when she kind of second guesses herself a little bit, that's when she's a little shaky.
Caton gets the bounce.
Once you're at the blocks and that first contact happens, what you usually want to do is look straight up, because that's more often than not where the ball is going to be. That time they look down, the ball falls right there.
Indeed it does. Caton, the first 2 sets, had only 2 kills. That's an important one. And there is Muhammad. The thing we're finally seeing from Hunter is they're answering John Jay. They did not do that in the first 2 sets. They're now up by 2 again.
And it all starts in the serve and receive. That was a beautiful pass, gave Tomanek options. She went with Muhammad and got it done.
Caton struggles initially. Lewis from the 5-foot line. Dugan setting them up for success. Gretner gets the dig. They try Jozan again. Jozan Lewis jumping Jozan. 13-12.
And on that last shot, really just aiming for that back side and got it there with ease and power. Beautiful on the outside from Lewis.
Muhammad, Kristen Gretner on the spot again. Key points here at 13-12, and Simone McIntyre says, I got you, coach. Staying in through some struggles throughout and delivered another kill.
And I'll keep saying it and saying it again because Andrew Woolward says it again and again and again. It always starts with serve and receive. And the good pass there allowed Tomanek to give that perfect ball to McIntyre, who knew what to do with the rest.
And there was that serve. John Jay with the clean receive. And the Sadowitz slam. 14-13 now as Stewart comes in. Third set, the first one that's been close. Hunter's high in the set has been 17. Here's Megan Smith. McIntyre, short free ball. They could tie it here. Jozan off the net. Tough spot. But Muhammad says, I'm a tough hitter. 15-13.
Reaching into the tool bag, purposely hitting it off the block that time. And that's a huge point for the Hawks. They were out of system a couple times, but ended up coming away with the point.
Hawks looking to rise above here in the third. Late get from Sadowitz, a rare John Jay free. And Madison was pulverized up front. Free ball Dugan. Smith for Stewart. Oh! Madison fires up the Hunter crowd.
If somebody's going to supply that energy, it's going to be Lily. And they find themselves up by 3, one of their largest leads.
It leads to a John Jay timeout. We're going to see this one again because that block, David Horn, just set this place ablaze and has given Hunter life that they've been waiting for.
The fans haven't had something to cheer about so far. Mumad with a sensational save as well as Williams. The free ball went over. And then Megan Smith sets it back, but Madison right there for it and gives the Hawks the energy. They're ahead 3.
So you see the fans in the house. That is on a number of Hunter men's volleyball players taking this one in. You know, it's always a vibe in the championship. Everyone comes out, everyone's having a great time cheering for their respective squad. And the energy, it starts on the court, but it really comes from those fans in the crowd.
And it is technically a home game here for the Hawks, but they haven't felt that same sort of energy from the crowd that they had been hoping for. And they're going to really, really need that if they want to pull away with just this set and sets moving forward.
So it's 16-13. Three-point game. Hunter on serve. Mumad got him out of position. It's an ace.
And now you see the Sportsplex starting to rock. Amina Mumad has kind of just turned up in this third set. Realized it's her first year at Hunter, and she's kind of been engulfed into this starting lineup, one of the few non-returners in the lineup, and is trying to make the most of it and win her first CUNYAC title.
Lewis keeping John Jay in it. 17-14 in set 3.
And I mentioned it already, but John Jay has done a great job of disrupting momentum. Josanne Lewis has been the person to do it time and time again. Each time that it seems like the Hawks might try and pull away, the Bloodhounds keep it close.
The legend from St. John's Antigua went to Luther Preparatory in the West Indies. He's kept them in it all match with quality hitting. When it Dugan from the 5-foot line, Williams hits it out. This is the hole that John Jay was looking for. And this is the stretch.
Well, for Hunter, their backs are against the wall, but they need to remain vigilant, not let them get any free points, get everything in, and make John Jay beat them. They cannot beat themselves.
Lewis with the serve. McIntyre, that opposite side, 18-15.
Well, the pass was a little short. Tomanek had to rush to get her feet set and under it. She didn't have too many options, elected to go towards the right side, and Simone McIntyre really did a great job of bringing the point home.
Had 3 kills in the first 2 sets, and for Hunter as a team, 3 in the second. Very uncharacteristic. Certainly been better. Madison denied. Free ball McIntyre. They're in need of a point, down 3, and Caton pops it over the end line, 19-15.
And for the Hawks, they have to use that. They need to be the first team to 20 in each of these sets. They always do so much better when they're the first to 20. And here they have an opportunity to do just that.
Knowing you could be the first team to get within 5 certainly gives you a confidence boost and shows that you can last and finish at the end of the contest. Stewart, nope. Tomanang, a real pusher. They'd slowed down Sadowitz, something they've struggled to do. Madison, though, got blocked by Paige Sadowitz. It's free ball. Free ball of Palooza. Tomanang set that one right to Gretner. And there's Riley Caton on the spot. 19-16.
Well, Zach, we've said it from the open. The longer that the points go on, the better for John Jay. Hunter have struggled throughout the entire season with long rallies, and that time proving exactly that.
Yes, indeed. So it's a 3-point game in the third. Momentum still with Hunter at the moment. Every point can make or break. They get it to Madison, short. That's a huge error. Gets them within 2.
And when Madison is on that right side hitting, she's been able to really generate some power throughout the entire season. But that time, just a mental mistake. You really have to get it over. And I know that she's aiming for the far side, but nonetheless, got to get it in.
Big serve by Sadowitz, and it's not coming back. Let's see if Andrew Woolward may want a timeout. This could be the stretch that gets remembered. 19-18, John Jay has taken 3 straight, closest they've been since the early stages of the third.
Well, Andrew Woolward is one to let his players figure it out on the court. There's no real timeouts in life, he says, as Madison gets a hit towards it.
Oh, great job by Madison Reyes battling with Lily Mattison. Bella Williams blocked! Point still on. Oh, what a job by Tominang keeping the pressure. For the tie, Stewart. Look at Kayla Treadwell. Everyone getting in on it. The middle blocker, Sadowitz, sets it to Stewart for the tie. Paige Sadowitz is a middle blocker coming up with a clutch assist.
You got to reach into the tool bag in a championship game. And for John Jay, they're doing just that. And they've tied it all the way up. It's 1st to 20, like I've mentioned.
Sadowitz on serve again. They've been going at Madison heavily, and that's why. Lily Madison, she knows what's up. She's been doing that since the St. Joseph days. Fairfield, Connecticut native. Ballin' since then, always been a standout.
And this has been her best season as a Hawk in her junior year. But she really wants to get it done this year, especially with a ton of graduating seniors, and mainly her setter, Bethany Tominag.
Hit him with a big serve. Stewart was ready. Lewis got pressure. This is just a free ball for Tominang. And it's a kill! It ain't just a free ball, it's the free ball. Hit of the match so far.
And sometimes you need to be a little lucky, especially in a CUNYAC final. The Hawks will take anything that they can get at this point and really want to use advantage of the John Jay mental mistakes.
So it's now 21-19. Madison with the ace. So they give up an 0-4 run. They've taken 3 in a row. Austin Voges is going to use his first of 2 timeouts. What a job. Lily Madison bringing new life.
Yeah, you can see it on that last one. A lot of movement downwards, and it's too much for Gretner to handle. Beautiful serve, and that was something that she specialized in last year, but we haven't seen too much from her this year. Has not been into serve, has mostly just been playing in the middle. They'll bring in somebody else to serve, but today has been tasked with the duty, and a crucial ace to put the Hawks up by 3.
And you know, she had some strong performances on serve over the course of the year, but as you mentioned, regularly not in that rotation. Did have 33 aces to her name coming in. But Andrew Woolward, what's he telling his team about how important it is to just close the door on the third and continue the comeback?
Energy up, but please do not remember that this set is not over. They've already lost a couple points. John Jay has come back and tied the game already a couple different times. They need just 3 points to be able to move it towards 4, and then it's going to be an energy battle.
22-19, Zach Weiss, David Horn with you inside the Hunter Sportsplex, often the site of indoor championships in the CUNYAC.
And this year, it was originally supposed to be at the Arc Arena, but then they switched it to the Sportsplex. That it should play out in the Hawks' favor. However, the scoreboard says differently.
Yes. The Bloodhounds have said, you think we're in the Sportsplex, feeling like we're still in the doghouse. 22-19 is our score. It's the third set. Lily Madison fresh off an ace. Hit him with another big one. Bella Williams. They're fired up now. There's those smiles. There's that Hunter energy. And signs are pointing toward Hunter taking it to the fourth.
All you need is just one momentum shift. Volleyball is a sport that's solely based on momentum, and the Hawks could use it in their favor.
Another big one for Madison. Uh-oh, that's over. Who reached? Hunter did. Oh, no. John Jay did.
The mental mistakes for the Bloodhounds, and now the Hawks with set point.
Serving for set 3 to extend us on to another one. Lily Madison has done a masterful job with her serve, and they've not had a clean receive until right now. Oh, McIntyre got to it. Treadwell free. Reyes. Return by, guess who? Treadwell again. Julia Stewart. Defense there again. Williams. It's going to be Caton. And they reach 20. Now they get a chance for serve after earning a side out. And Malia Reyes, if there's anyone you want on serve, you're trying to win 4 points in a row, do or die, she's the one you want.
Well, the Hawks have struggled in the back row against Reyes. Already a couple aces. It's Dugan, McIntyre, but now Treadwell is in there. She's been doing sensationally.
Goes at Treadwell. It's a free ball. That's what they wanted. Smith. The off-speed delivery by Madison Reyes. Very well done, disguising the attack.
Well, one of the toughest things for a middle blocker to do is when you're midair, adjust to a ball that's a little too slow. That time, Madison Reyes just with the fingertips gets it over, and the Hawks weren't expecting it. They get the point out of it.
So Andrew Woolwer was having a long chat with Paul DeCurtis saying, how many timeouts do I have? Am I going to use the timeout? The answer finally is yes. I am going to use the timeout. They looked at each other like, what's happening? We do go to a timeout with the score 24-21 in the third. Momentum still favoring Hunter, but they just got to get one more. Send us to the fourth.
And it's Malia Reyes on the serve for the Bloodhounds. She's exactly who you want. They're probably just talking about how you want to receive this ball in the back line right now. Mikey McCullough has been somebody who's focused on defense this entire season. And for the rest of the Hawks, they just need to get a good pass away. Let Tomanek not have to readjust to it underneath. Let her get her feet set and really deliver a ball. And Lily Madison, one of the best hitters in the conference and one of the middles on the Bloodhounds with Madison Reyes, and Josanne Lewis as well, one of the best hitters in the conference.
And saw Leah Rafat last night. She's a three-sport athlete at Brooklyn College, so we have not seen the last of her. We've seen her last volleyball game. Not like she's a three-time CUNYAC basketball champion or anything. Not like Brooklyn made a run in the softball playoffs last year or anything. Not like she doesn't also have a CUNYAC volleyball title to her name or anything.
You can't get rid of her that easy.
No, Leah Rafat is... I mean, Katie Healy is probably the most dominant two-sport athlete we've seen in recent memory. Three-time... Oh, we also got a double timeout, so we're going to we'll continue the conversation. Katie Healy won championships in soccer, was the #2 leading scorer, double-doubles leader, 10, 12 goals every season. She had the assist that set up the goal for the first ever soccer title. But Rafat, 1,000 kills in volleyball, solid size in basketball, drove in 6 runs in softball. And she even does some broadcasting, works at the Brooklyn Sports Network. I mean, New York's not going to just get to forget about that name when she gets her diploma in the spring.
A real jack of all trades. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the game from last year. The Hawks are missing a couple key outsides in Tessa Winkleman and Tiana Moss. Both of them were all-stars last year. However, they replaced it with some players that were already in their system. Simone McIntyre and Bella Williams. However, they did bring in Amina Mumad, but it's been a little bit of an adjustment, especially during the beginning of the season. Bethany Tomanek has said that she's had to set the ball a little differently. Instead of a little bit more loopier balls for Tiana Moss, she likes has to go a little bit more direct to Isabella Williams, who wants to keep the tempo up. And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. Disrupt John Jay and get them a little bit on flat-footed so that they can really win this set and get the momentum going into set number 4.
So with that double timeout, I believe that both coaches are now officially out. That was one each. Reyes back on serve out of the extended break. Williams trying to end the set. And they just did. Hunter will keep us playing for just a little bit longer as they take the third set, David. 25-21.
Well, that last point was all about Bethany Tomanek. You'll see here off of the first pass, she had to really readjust to it. And Williams got the job done, did a push job, and Madison Reyes not typically passing or trying to set up. And the pass a little wayward. Let's go to 4.
You asked for more volleyball. You got it. Fourth set coming up inside the Sportsplex when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground to first. Quinn's up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back, folks. Zach Weiss, David Horn. Look back at the 3 sets thus far. 25-17 John Jay in the first, 25-11 in the second, 25-21 Hunter in the third. Lewis, Stewart having strong games. Megan Smith, big at night from her, and Bethany Tomanang stepping up. It's getting a much cleaner balls as the best set of the night at 182 for the Hawks in the third.
Well, one of the differences that the Hawks had is they weren't making the mistakes on their own. They only had 6 errors in that set compared to John Jay's 6 as well. They matched each other in kills with 12 apiece, but that's what Hunter wants to do. If they can match or best John Jay, they have to like their chances.
Yes, indeed. We got another set for you because it's a championship, and it just keeps going.
And at this point, it's about if you can keep the energy up, if you're Hunter, and if you're John Jay, disrupt it. Play at your own pace and do what you can to get out of here with a CUNYAC victory.
Fourth set. Tomanang. The Hawks really stepping up their ace game. Tomanang leading the way with 2 total. Hunter was up 4-1 to start the third. And they're going to trail to start the fourth on the big ball by Lewis. 14 kills.
Well, if she wants this CUNYAC championship, it's really going to be up to her. She's was stopped a little bit on the outside. The difference from set 1 to set 2, just 3 kills for her in set 3. She wants it. She's going to have to do a little bit more against the Hawks.
Mumad Reyes, and running right into the scores table. PA announcer DJ, the man, the myth, the legend, that is Joe Tribuzio. A little closer than he wanted to be in that action.
But for the Hawks on that last play, they got out of rotation 1. That's really when they've been struggling the most this entire season, when their outside and their right side has to switch sides.
And they go short serve. Adam out of position. They force the free on the other side. But Lewis hit him with the old 1-2. Blocked.
And Lewis right there is just about getting there first. The set a little predictable. She knew exactly where it was going. It didn't go to Duran in the middle. And ends up going to the outside. Lewis right there.
We've seen a lot more Ana Duran these last 2+ sets. Really haven't seen Montalbano at all. There is Duran. Speaking of, the Durantula ties it up.
Well, the height is really big in the middle. Bethany Tomanek has been trying to incorporate that into this game as much as she can, running the middles to give more opportunities at the pins for her outsides.
As we'll see an Erin Dugan serve. Serve accuracy, big part of Hunter's third set resurgence. Mumad, Sadowitz and Lewis were there. There's Williams from the 5-foot line. Reyes ducks, and the ball lands out.
Well, on the first ball, Bethany Tomanek was able to get a great pass and had a 3-ball with a ton of different options, Mumad, Madison, and McIntyre. They couldn't get it on the first one. They go out of system, and that's when they struggle.
And how about this change? Riley Caton is now rotating with Malia Reyes. They're putting Stewart in full time. It's going to give her and Sadowitz some run together as we've got a John J. Ace. Josanne Lewis has been carrying them offensively. And they go up 4-2 now. Josanne fresh off the 1-ace. Couldn't do it again. McIntyre in close. Gretner able to set it for Caton. Madison. Oh, look at Bella Williams. She did not want to see another block here. McIntyre almost had a free ball kill. Instead, it's Stewart. Nope. Mumad, short. Caton just hit it twice. Yep. That was the only option. You tried to be crafty. These officials are doing the championship for a reason. They don't miss things like that. It's 4-3.
No, and for the Hawks, Mumad is crafty as well. She has a ton of different shots as a right side, transition from there as a typical outside, coming into the Hawks and said, I'll do whatever I need to do to both start and try and help this team to a CUNYAC championship.
Well done by Mumad. As you mentioned, the transfer from Shaw. Most famous alum being NBA champion Devin George and Flip Murray. They tied at 4 in the 4th. On serve is Mumad after Hunter took the last 2. Sadowitz, maybe a foot short.
And that's what you love to see if you're Hunter. Mental mistakes for John Jay. Like last year, this game is neck and neck in this 4th set. It was tied up until that 15-point mark where the Hawks started to take the lead.
If you're John Jay, you'd love to kind of maintain an advantage, not play from behind. If you're Hunter, just keep pounding. McIntyre at Smith. 6-4.
And if you're John Jay, you want to do what you've done all game at this point. Try and get a momentum disruptor. However, Josanne Lewis is in the back row. She will not be swinging on the outside. This is where the Hawks really need to try and make a run.
Mumad on serve. Smith, Stewart. Long run for Mumad, who got it. Lily Madison couldn't get it. Megan Smith saves it. Caton hits it. Out of position. Madison, slam by Sadowitz, still alive. Smith gets the first. Gretner, it'll be Caton from about 4 feet off the tip. Back it goes. Williams on the pusher. Communication is strong. Stewart, short. No. McIntyre, no, longest rally of the match so far.
Both teams doing a good job of keeping their setters out of system.
McIntyre was denied by Sadowitz. Williams comes in. Stewart, let's keep going. And a violation on Tomanang for a double touch. That is not how you want to end the longest rally of the championship. Great job, though, by both sides.
Well, that's something that Tomanang has done a great job of throughout the season, knowing when to kind of push, and she hasn't been called on those sorts of calls before. A little confused, but nonetheless, a really long-winded rally, and we've said it from time and time again, the longer the rally, the more it favors the Bloodhounds.
Yes, really digging deep. Now they're going to try and tie it on serve with Sadowitz. It's McIntyre. We go from longest rally to shortest. Hunter will certainly be glad about that.
Such is the nature of the game, Zach.
Yes, you get everything up here. You get a night with 0 aces for a player, a night with 12. You get triple doubles in this sport. Ever the rarity, but it's got it all. And they're going to say no tip, 7-6. What you like from Madison on the try, though it was short, right, David, is that she just went, didn't give him any chance to react, fooled him long, but she's been playing very well. In this early stage can afford one of those. Just keep at it.
She has been, but she needs to do more. Along with the rest of their Hawks, they're down with their backs against the wall on their home turf.
Williams, when she's at the net, just forget it.
And this is a rotation where they need to really take advantage of Williams being front court. If she's on the outside, feed her as much as you can. Only 36 total assists going into the set. She's going to need a lot more if Hunter want to pull away with a win.
Big serve. Dina Hodgick has come in for the first time. Williams. It's going to be an error on John Jay at the net. Yes, Dina Hodzik, number 3, kind of slipped in there for John Jay for the first time. It's a 3-point game.
Well, that's something that the Hawks will definitely take. Williams was unsure if she would get the point. This is a huge rally.
And it's an ace! McIntyre Mania! 10-6 Hunter.
Well, that's huge for Lily Madison. From behind the service line, has not been doing a ton of serving this season, as we mentioned, but being tasked with the duty today.
They serve it at Hodzik. Riley Caton just got blocked by the 6-foot Anna Duran.
And the Hawks starting to gain some momentum and some smiles. This is exactly what you want to see, as timeout is needed by John Jay.
Yeah, David, they have caught fire. It was close early, but right now, as you'll see the last point, it's all Hunter.
Yeah, Smith a little bit wayward at the net, but Duran was just right there. It wasn't close enough to the pin to try and get it down the line, but nonetheless, the Hawks have been rolling in this set number 4. If they're able to take set 4, they have to be good. They have to be feeling good about their chances in a 5th set to 15.
And now you're Austin Voges. You're down 11-6. They've been in similar positions against the big dogs, Brooklyn, Baruch, Hunter, over these last couple years. What's the message? I mean, he's been being very emphatic here.
Well, they need momentum disruptors. The Hawks have really done a good job of getting Bella Williams involved on the outside, and they have to be expecting it, but at the same time, respecting the middle. So it's really about how agile their middle blockers can be. In that point, when they were succeeding in the first and second set, it was because their middle blockers were getting a ton of blocks up at the front of the net.
So John Jay, you see the Hunter huddle, 5-point lead. We knew, talking to Andrew Woolward, that was what was going to happen, that we'd see that. And talking with Austin Voges throughout, he said Hodzik, Reyes, and Bon Giovanni are his top 3 off the bench. We've seen Reyes in starting roles. Hodzik remains in the game instead of Malia Reyes. No Sadowitz and no Stewart. And it drops off the net. That kind of set McIntyre says not done yet. Madison, excuse me.
A squeak of luck from number 22. Just barely gets over the net. She was top 10 in the conference last year in terms of aces. Hasn't gotten the opportunities this year, trying to make the most of it in the most important game.
Another one going backwards. Momentum has completely shifted to the Hawks, doing what John Jay did to them in the second. Hold on a minute. Madison Reyes with a block.
Yeah, big presence up at the front of the net, and she's going to need to be big and really show the entire frame of her character if John Jay want to really get their first CUNYAC championship.
This is John Jay's smallest lineup yet. Hodzik and Reyes 5'2" and 5 foot. Lewis, Madison Reyes, Smith, and the libero Gretner.
And reason why is Isabella Williams trying to put in that extra defense on the outside.
Lewis, big ball. They rescue, and Dugan has a season high of 3 kills from her outside. No, Madison Reyes. The defensive lineup has won them a couple in a row. This is where you can't roll over down 6 and wait till that next set. This is the championship. You worked your tail off all season to be here, and John Jay now winning a couple in a row.
Hunter had their lead. They need to try and maintain it.
Reyes going at Treadwell. McIntyre late start. Lewis again, catching fire. Hunger Games 12-9, cannot miss. Closing in on 20 kills for the evening.
Had a great performance last year in the CUNYAC final, but didn't come away with that ever so elusive championship win.
And it's a Malia Reyes ace, 4 in a row. And by the way, there were only 2 20-kill games in the conference all year. Lewis against Newman, Williams against Farmingdale State. Williams had 18 in the last meeting between the two, which is the most in a CUNY battle. Williams blocked. Tomanang. Dugan goes short. Smith. This is very important for John Jay. It's a 5-0 run. Wow. This is a final, David Horn.
Well, if this is a final, you said it. For Hunter, they have struggled to maintain their leads, and John Jay taking advantage of it with their best server, Emilia Reyes.
Hitting it big again. Reyes didn't go for the quick one. They set for Lewis. Now, tough to make that call. Probably didn't see the opening. But that's a brutal error by the Hawks. Excuse me, by the Bloodhounds in favor of those Hawks.
Yes, that's something that they need to continue to take advantage of. Make sure that John Jay can make mental mistakes and let them beat you instead of you beating yourselves.
13-11. Tomanang, short. They haven't made many errors there.
And that's something that I don't think I've seen throughout the entire season from Bethany Tomanang. The error short on the service. That's just shows that her head isn't completely in the game today. Needs to fine-tune it if they want to pull away with a comeback win.
John Jay down just 1. Gretner ties it with an ace.
Oh, that was nasty from Gretner. The knuckle on it, the dip was inch perfect from the libero.
Kristen Gretner improving with every season at John Jay. The senior from Alberta was money. On the run, Mumad. Look at Josanne Lewis able to get a touch on it. It's going to be an important play at the net. Williams got him back. They're back in the lead. This is as tightly contested as this match has been at any point. For Hunter, you have to win to extend it. For John Jay, you can make history with a strong performance these next several points.
Well, we said it like last year. It was close up until the 15-point mark. Let's see if it's the same case this year.
Williams in play. They go for Lewis. Hits the ceiling. The lucky light for John Jay. Both of these teams very similar gyms, similar heights. The game is now tied, ladies and gentlemen, as Stewart returns for Hodzik, who gave them a massive run, 8-3 for John Jay since the Austin Voges timeout. Smith on serve. John Jay has not led since the beginning of the fourth. McIntyre at the net. That was tipped, and they're back in the lead.
Down to the wire, Zach. That's exactly what you want entertainment-wise, but on the court, it's got to be nerve-wracking.
Yes. I will say I'm glad we're not playing down there. The nerves down there and in those huddles, something. But being up here calling this, we're seeing a magnificent final, a fantastic end to a year we're going to remember in the CUNY. Josanne Lewis having herself a night, the senior.
Well, the Bloodhounds went out of system there. Megan Smith still delivered a dime, and Josanne Lewis knows what to do with the rest. Ties it up at 15 apiece.
Stewart and Sadowitz up there together now in the middle.
Two-man defense from the Hawks.
Lewis, not just offense, she also leads this team in digs. Stewart for the lead. Dugan gave it everything she had, and it's finished by Mumad. That'll fire everybody up.
And you can see it on their faces. A long-winded rally, the Hawks out of system. A bit of a miscommunication. Dugan ended up getting there in the end, and Mumad really putting a lot of emphasis on the last two hits.
Amina has been money as this thing has continued. The serve at Caton. They're hitting for the tie. And Julia Stewart off the net. Neither team can break away. Treadwell for Mumad.
Bit of defense in the back row. Mumad was struggling a lot in serve and receive in the first set. However, did a better job as the game went on, but a natural libero, Kayla Treadwell, comes in for some extra support.
Madison off the face. Reyes and Stewart give John Jay the lead.
Well, first time in quite a while for the Bloodhounds. The Hawks had a huge lead, but John Jay knows how to disrupt the momentum, stay in the game, and now they find themselves with a lead.
Yes, every point critical right now. Treadwell had a hard time. Tomanen got it to McIntyre, who gives them a chance. That's all you can ask on these points. Sadowitz for Stewart. We told you that she's a middle, but she knows how to set the ball. Sadowitz to Stewart. They have 3 6-footers on the front line right now.
A lefty right side is huge and something that the Hawks haven't seen too much of this season. And for Stewart, a big game in her freshman year.
Sadowitz on serve. Out of position. It's not going to clear. They were down 4. They're up 3. Andrew Woolward is going to do what he usually does not. He is going to call a timeout. And all of a sudden it goes from how can John Jay stay alive? They were down 11-6. But they're on a 14-5 run as we're going to see that last serve again.
Yeah, just a bit of a mishit. And once McIntyre put it up in the air, Treadwell has to try and go horizontal with her arms to get it over the net. That time a bit too vertical with the arms. It goes high, and there's nothing you can do after that.
So it's a 3-point game inside the doghouse. What is Andrew Woolward saying? He's been there. He's been here a long time. He's seen a lot of titles. They've overcome everything. But how can they now stop this John Jay run?
Well, Andrew Woolward in the last couple of years has had a lot of success in this CUNYAC championship game with not a lot of trouble. Of course, in his first year, he took that loss against Brooklyn College. And then what he did as soon as he got home was he picked up the phone. He started making calls, getting new recruits. We had people come in like Lily Madison, like Bethany Tomanek, like Isabella Williams, and he started trying to revolutionize the program. And he said, I'm going to win the championship next year. And that's what he did that year and the year after. And this year looking for a three-peat. And he's not as comfortable as he has been. And the Hawks are looking to push it to 5.
Not only that, David, Hunter's 21-0 in conference since that championship loss. Madison in close. Error.
Well, that's something that you don't see too often from the Hawks. It was Lily Madison hitting on the outside. And at this point, they're trying everything. They aren't trusting their gut. At this point in the contest, you really want to go to your heavy hitters no matter what. Have faith in Bella Williams. Have faith in your outsides as that falls in for the ace.
Monster ace for Sadowitz. John Jay is 4 points away from the first volleyball title, men or women's, in program history. They're also 0-38 against the Hawks. Treadwell in play. Got to watch for the Hunter block if you're Stewart. She got it through. 22-16.
And at this point, John Jay is just rolling. They have to be feeling good about themselves. Their bench is static, their crowd is in it, and their players completely locked in.
It'll be Sadowitz to serve. Short. That'll give Hunter the energy they were looking for.
And more importantly, a break. Zach, the Hawks can now try and use this towards their momentum. Isabella Williams and Lily Madison are front row along with Tomanek. This is the exact position that they would like to be in.
McIntyre on serve. Goes at Lewis. They go for Madison Reyes. Oh my goodness, what a recovery. Every hit is critical. Caton, no. Tomanang, slam, dunks it through. The setter, pulling a magician.
And that's where the IQ plays into effect for Bethany Tomanek. She tried it earlier in the contest, saw the angle once again, and went for it. A crucial point for the Hawks.
And the mistake earlier, she learned how to do it differently now. It's Stewart. And it's out. It's a 3-0 run. Austin Voges not going to use it. He's confirming with Paul DeCurtis. Oh, never mind. What do we know? He will use the timeout. Interesting. It's his last one. They're up by 3, and we know that whatever he says now is could be the difference as we see that last point again.
Well, McIntyre got it started with a great serve. Libero had to move to it, and out of system for John Jay. That ball just barely out. It's a game of inches here at the Sportsplex, and it's a 3-point game. A smart timeout, I would say, from Austin Voges. The Hawks starting to gain a little bit of momentum. The Hawks want to play fast, while John Jay wants to slow it down and play calm. They still have the advantage, 2-1.
And we have been treated to a match we're going to remember. When they met last year, it went 4. Remember that Hunter is 38-0 against John Jay over the course of 31 years of games. And this is the farthest they've pushed them. Now we see if Hunter, it's kind of like that sibling battle. It's just the older sibling is still older than you. Maybe finally.
And I want to point out the mirrors to last year's game. Hunter was tied with John Jay up until that 15-point mark. Hunter started to pull ahead. John Jay came back a little bit. Hunter was ahead 22-19, but then the Hawks scored 3 out of the last 4 points to get that win and the CUNYAC win. Let's see how the rest of this one plays out.
Lewis, Stewart clears. This is in Hunter's court. Williams. Oh, baby. 4 in a row. There were John Jay fans waving goodbye at 20-16. We have a 2-point game right now.
It's not over till it's over. And when you have Bella Williams on the outside, you have to be prepared.
Really nobody else you'd want. If you're John Jay, you want Lewis. If you're Hunter, you want Williams. These are the 2 best in the conference. It's Caton. Hunter in the midst of a 4-0 run. Guess who? Bella. No. This is where Stewart's been good all year. Got it. 23-20. Julia Stewart. And they're going to go back to Hodzik. A lot of faith in the sophomore from Middle Village. Has been fantastic on serve, similarly to Reyes. They're 2 points away from history. The biggest serve of her life right now. Williams. Right through Hodzik.
Well, that was huge. Bethany, the first ball from Kayla Treadwell, it was a bit of a miss hit, but more importantly, she got it up. It allowed Bethany Tomanek to get her feet underneath the ball. And from that point, she has the skills in her tool bag to get it across to Bella Williams, and she knows how to finish.
23-21. Ace! Lily Madison, are you kidding me?
Well, 22 gives the Hawks 22, and it's a 1-point game.
A 6-1 run to answer Hunter John Jay winning 6 in a row.
Well, this is something that we've seen a lot from John Jay throughout the course of the season. 4 back, 4 passing, and against the Hawks' best server.
Madison, error! And John Jay has their first ever championship points. Reyes is coming in to serve. Austin Voges has called her ice cold in this situation. No timeouts remain for either side. Reyes is serving to give John Jay their first ever title. And the point continues. What a get by Hunter. Here it comes, Lewis. No. At the net, Reyes. And that is going to do it for the first time in program history. The John Jay Bloodhounds are CUNYAC champions. They were 0-38 against Hunter, and they just did something they have never done before. They will be dancing into the tournament.
Well, John Jay most thoroughly deserved this win today. They were perfect, and let's see that last point again. Hawks kind of out of system after that last free ball. Lewis just got a hand to it. Williams gets it up, but the pass, serve and receive has been huge for the Hawks, and they just can't get it up. John Jay with the CUNYAC win.
So we're going to go down and talk with the champions in just a moment. John Jay has won their first ever CUNYAC championship game. We will be right back.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports. Are you...
All right, welcome back, folks. Player of the game, Josanne Lewis. What does it mean to help bring John Jay their first ever conference championship?
It brings a lot of happiness and joy. I'm just really proud of my team. We deserve this. We worked for it, and this is ours. We know it was ours. We played like it was ours, and I'm just excited.
You guys dropped the third set. The fourth was getting close. Hunter wins 5 in a row. They get within 1. How did you guys bring it together to close it out?
I think we just lost our confidence a little bit. We just had to remind ourselves that we can play and we can beat them. We did it before, but we lost. We beat them, but we lost. We just needed to remind ourselves, and we did it tonight.
And how exciting is it now? You're going to be dancing into the NCAA tournament.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy for my team. We deserve this, and I'm excited.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team. John Jay is going to the championship. We're going to send it over to Joe Trabuzio for awards and announcements.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask the coaches and the team captains to please meet the athletic director, Mr. Mozart, to receive this year's runner-up trophy. Congratulations to the regular season champion, Hunter College Hawks. Would you please make your way over to the awards table and join Mr. Mozart, Mr. Mike Sporton, to receive the runner-up trophy. Congratulations on a successful season. Fans, since 2014, Hunter has captured 8 CUNYAC titles, and this year they are the regular season champions. Please give them a great big round of applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the players. Number 1, Desiree Morales. Number 5, Anna Duran. Number 8, Liliana Kadir. Number 10, Natalie Polanco. Number 11, Erin Flores. Number 14, Cassidy Cruz Luesi. Number 15, Diallo Leilakis. Number 17, Kayla Treadwell. Number 2, Erin Dugan. Number 3, Vera Montalano. Number 6, Bethany Toman. Number 7, Salome McIntyre. Number 9, Amina Rahman. Number 21, Isabella Williams. Number 22, Lily Madison. The assistant coaches, Valerie Lenoir, Michael McCullough, and Andrew Woolward. Ladies and gentlemen, the regular season champion, Hunter College Hawks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the CUNY Athletic Conference 2024 Women's Volleyball Champions, the John J. Bloodhounds. Will the team captains and coaches come and pick up your trophy? From Center Reach, New York, number 20, Nina Kaplan. From Tucson, Arizona, Hannah Moss. From Des Moines, Iowa, Julia Stewart. From Farmingdale, Long Island, number 12, Teresa Schmidt. From Tucson, Arizona, number 11, Katie Wonderland. From Deer Park, Texas, number 10, Riley Sundell. From Seymour, Connecticut, number 6, Alex Hoovergan. From Queens, New York, number 3, Edwina Hochich. From San Antonio, Arizona, number 2, Nina Giovanni. From New York City, Malia Reyes. From Oneonta, New York, number 5, Riley Taylor. From Farmingdale, New York, number 7, Megan Smith. From La Bronx, New York, number 8, Madison Lewis. From Hopewell Junction, New York, number 9, Paige Lewis. From Chestermere, Alberta, Canada, number 13, Kristen Younger. From St. John's, Antigua, Rainbow Flags, number 4, Josie Lewis. The team managers, Maxwell Long. Team manager, Ellen Rafferty. Assistant coach, Olivia Ingram. SID and official paparazzi, Brian Morales. Your athletic director is Kat Alves, and your head coach, Krista Austin.
Welcome back, folks. Back up in the booth, Zach Weiss and David Horn as we wrap things up. A lot of credit to Hunter for a great season. Made it to another final, 21 wins, but you see who's on the screen. Their first ever championship, a special day in John Jay history.
Well, for the Bloodhounds, they did a sensational job throughout. Josanne Lewis, star of the show and MVP. Absolutely outstanding on the outside. You can't say enough about her. And really, Megan Smith, the setter for John Jay, did a sensational job of spreading out the offense towards the outside, towards the right side, and right in the middle as well. And defensively, they had 4 players with double-digit digs. There's no stopping that defense. They did amazing.
So they're on to the NCAAs, where they can see if they can become the latest CUNYAC team to make some noise. Brooklyn women's basketball, the last to advance. But we are at our end. Zach Weiss, David Horn, for our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney, my partner, David Horn, and our camera operators, Tony DiSamasso and Kevin Catalanato. Zach Weiss with you saying so long from the Sportsplex. And thank you for watching this Varsity Media production. John Jay is on to the dance.